I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, future Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and by a lot of stuff, I mean not a whole lot of stuff.
It's all good though, Josh.
No good segues.
Because we're in the greatest venue on planet Earth. You know, people talk about SMG. I've been playing too much Call of Duty.
Yeah,
MSG.
Motherfucker's been on the Black Ops beta.
You know, Allegiant Stadium. You know, Cy Thomas Super Arena.
The Tachi Palace.
Camp Nou. You know, just to name some of the Azteca and Max. Just to name off some like amazing venue in sports, Josh. But I know
classics.
Your favorite venue in the whole planet is no other than the UFC Apex.
Yeah, so they're back at the Apex this week, and yeah. That's it. That's all I got to say. We're back at the Apex. I didn't even remember that this is an Apex card, honestly. I thought this was happening
I think it is an Apex.
It is an Apex card. You're completely correct.
Dude, Sean Brady and Gilbert Burns are going to be competing in the UFC Apex. What are your thoughts on that?
They deserve so much better, man. You know, they deserve so much
They
better.
could have done it in Philly.
Fight. They could have done it in That's the thing, bro. This is what I've always said. People are like, oh, you really think they could change some of these fights on the road?
They could have done a jersey. This would have been a sick jersey card.
I agree with you. But this is my thing. People always like, whenever I talk about this, I've seen people like, you know, they really think they could take all these cards on the road. Look at the card. It's like, dude, the UFC brand sells no matter what. It just does. You could put these, and besides, you could put these motherfuckers in a small venue.
The UFC brand is the equivalent of sex sells as a marketing strategy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, and the thing is that, like, I feel like the UFC product in the year of our Lord 2024, it's not a good product overall. It's really not. Like, a lot of these cards are just, you know, they have them in the dead and just the completely dead Apex half the time. The cards that they do have, they charge an arm and a leg for. If you want to go see that spear card, you're gonna have to pay out the ass. 303 cards return, same thing. MSG, same thing.
I was gonna say, do you think did we complain this much last year?
I feel like last year might have even been worse than this year.
I think last year we didn't complain as much. Maybe we were building into it.
No.
I think the year before we were kind of okay. I think it's pretty much been since probably 2022 that we kind of started kind of being like, okay, you know, it's only been 2 years after the virus, you know?
the vid, yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're kind of coming back to reality now. And 2023 was kind of like, okay, now we're really gonna get out, and we got out more, but not as much as we wanted to.
Yeah,
I say we're a little biased. We got a show here, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year I thought was worse than this year, because this year, at least on paper, you're getting like some massive events. Like you had 300, you got the Sphere coming up.
Jones is supposedly coming back. Connor was supposed to come back.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at last year, it's like, so what happened? It's like they had. I mean, then again, this year also they've done a lot of just throwing cards together. They're flying by, you know, the seat of their pants more than any other year.
I think the big thing too, Josh, is like we need more stars to come through. Like we haven't gotten more guys. Like when it comes to like actual stars that have like come through the sport, and I'm talking like genuinely like names that are like grown within recent time, within the last 2 years. Poetan, Strickland.
Yeah.
Who else would you name?
That's it. And here's also the issue. I feel like
there's not even like rising kind of guys, because you know, like Sean O'Malley had like that constant rise, and then boom, had the peak when he gained the belt, right?
Well, here's the thing for me too. I feel like that we have not talked about. It feels like the UFC of the past few years versus the UFC that I grew up watching. Back then, they would kind of, I don't want to say they would give favorable treatment to guys for sure, but they never they would not handpick as much and be like, this is your star. This guy is going to be a star. We're going to make this guy a star. Versus now where it's like, okay, who can I think of?
Poetan right now.
Poetan became a star naturally, but also he was pushed to that position and it worked out for them. But there's just as many guys where it hasn't worked out for. You know
O'Malley.
O'Malley was he's not really turned out to be the star they wanted. You know what I mean? Like they keep on pushing him to be the star.
He's good. I think he's done just enough.
I agree with you, but I also think he's not nearly as big as they wanted him to be. It feels pretty AstroTurf trying to make him, you know what I mean? It feels pretty forced. If you look at his numbers in terms of pay-per-view sales and so on and so forth, he's not as big of a draw as they wanted to be.
No, I mean, I'm not.
But they picked him back. I think potentially he's like, oh shit, this guy got a big knockout. He's a star for the future.
He could still peak. I think he could still grow even more than what he is now, and he definitely has global.
Yeah.
I think nationally he's done great, right?
Yeah.
Globally he's done all right.
Yeah.
There's still room. It's just a matter of him, and he's only been champion a very short amount of time.
But he's also just one example. I mean, people shit on me for this take, but Umar, I'll use Umar as an example. They're like, okay, Umar Nurmagomedov, you got the last name Nurmagomedov, you're undefeated. All right, buddy, we're gonna give you 4 hands and then 1 ranked guy, and boom, if you win against that ranked guy, title shot. You know what I mean? Like other guys. I mean, Joe Pyfer is an example. A guy that fought nobody, and like, all right, here's a top 7 month.
And you're not even wrong. When did Joe Pyfer lose to Jack Hermanson? Let's kind of even build a timeline. Let's say if that fight would have gone a different direction. It happened last year, but I kind of want to get an idea of when he lost, because it was last year, right? It wasn't this year.
Yeah, but you remember, like they were pushing, like he hits harder than he actually broke Ngannou's record. Angel, you remember this?
No, and I'm not disagreeing, but like just to give you an idea,
Yeah.
Let's think about how things would have worked out if he would have won that fight. I just want to get an idea when that fight happened. So he fought Jack Hermanson February last year. Okay, that's the start of the year. He didn't fight until June of this year. Let's say he wins that. He fights another time this year. Let's say he would have fought. Let's say Jack Hermanson's somewhere in the top 10, right?
Yeah.
Just like rough estimate. I can't think of where he was at the time. We could get specific. We're not going to get specific.
Right now he's ranked number 11.
Okay, so yeah. But let's just, in his ranking might have gone down because he hasn't fought. He's been inactive.
Yeah.
But let's just say Pyfer ends in 10. Okay. He fights again this year. He probably would have got someone in the top 9. Let's just say he would have fought Costa. Costa's what, like 6? Just to throw a number out.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, wins that. Boom. There was a good possibility there. They could have pushed him to fight for the title right after that.
Yeah.
And that would have been a perfect example of someone they like, you know.
They handpicked him a long time ago. It's like, hey, this guy, for whatever reason, I don't. And no offense to the guy.
Well, Dana liked him. He fought on the contender. His first outing on the contender, I think he got hurt during his fight.
Elbow injury against Dustin Stoltz.
Wasn't able to get through that one. They ended up signing Stoltz, I think, last minute kind of deal, and he came in and fought for them. And then eventually, and also he was like, I believe he was kind of in a rough spot financially. Dana was like, okay, fight for me again. I'll take care of it. He put him up in an apartment, took care of him, gave him money.
That's exactly what I'm saying, though. Like they were like, hey, this guy.
They're like,
think about how many UFC fighters.
Dana liked his story.
Yeah, we've seen UFC fighters have to have GoFundMes in order to continue to compete, but that guy got a hotel.
It's been a while since we've seen a GoFundMe, by the way.
That's true. It has been, but it happened multiple times over the last few years.
Oh no, you're not wrong. Like there was a period of time there where we kept seeing it and seeing it and seeing it.
At least not, I haven't seen it recently, but yeah, I mean,
but no joke, you're not even kidding. Like the tagline "Be like Joe Pyfer" was like a thing they were kind of banging on.
Yeah, but
and granted, like, they still have hope for him. Like they're still gonna set him up for success.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like they do have guys like they pick. They're like, all right, this is gonna be our star.
And I feel like a lot of times people kind of take, like, when we made this point kind of out of context, where we're saying like they're handpicking these guys. On top of that, like they're gonna handpick guys, but also on top of that, the guys have to also succeed in the situation.
Oh yeah, and I don't blame these guys whatsoever, because for me, it's like, get your money, make your bag. You know what I mean? And if these guys can be successful, then good for them. It's never a shot at them. It's a shot at the UFC, and kind of the way that, like, it's not a sport anymore. And that's fine, because I think it's half entertainment, half sport anyway. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's similar to the WWE. You know what I mean? Like, that people get mad when I make that comparison, but like, dude, come on. There's a reason why these sports have so much overlap. You know what I mean? Colby Covington's a WWE character. You know what I mean? Brock Lesnar literally came in for the WWE. You know what I mean? Like CM Punk, like,
yeah,
they back for all the time. It's half entertainment, half sport. And I'd say the WME era, ever since it got bought out in 2016, it's been a slow degradation to the point where it's like, now we're in 2024. Dude, could you imagine if Dana of 10 years ago, instead of hyping up Conor McGregor, he was like, dude, Jose Aldo, I know he's not fighting right now. He hasn't fought in a year and a half, but Jose Aldo would beat his ass. No, I don't care. No, we're not going to have Jose fight Conor. We're going to let Jose, like, do you know what I mean? Could you imagine that? And obviously, Conor McGregor and Tom Aspinall are out the same. But, like, that's what's happening right now. He's like, yeah, Tom Aspinall doesn't deserve to fight John Jones. And it's like, dude, he's the interim champion who's won 15 fights in a row and has beaten every other contender. What do you mean he doesn't deserve it? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying. I feel like Dana's
Dana's
lost his juice,
thing, the ESPN deal, right, too.
The ESPN, kind of.
It was good and bad. It was good and bad.
Yeah.
But do you know that's ending soon? Like, not too long from now?
Correct.
When does it end?
2026, I think. It's gonna start. So it's gonna go through next year, and then it's gonna end like January 1st, 2026.
Wait, what do you think happens?
Well, I think they're gonna do the worst possible outcome. I think they're gonna split it up. I think they're gonna have some fights go to ESPN, some go to Fox, some go to DAZN, maybe
some on Amazon.
Yeah, and I think that's
whoever's gonna pay.
Yeah, I think it's the worst outcome too, because this sport is so expensive, dude. I mean, if I go to my local Buffalo Wild Wings, so I don't pay as much as the average person does all the time. But just think about it.
I think ESPN though, in and of itself, is a convenience to the consumer that watches the UFC. Though,
Absolutely, and the fact that they have like every fight night on ESPN Plus is a big deal.
that's what I'm saying.
But
you can pay for the whole year.
Anymore.
And really, not even you might not even have to pay for it. Like you don't. Let's say you don't even watch, which is kind of a loss, right? If you don't watch pay-per-view at all throughout the year. But let's just say you don't watch a single pay-per-view throughout the year, and all you watch is just the fights on ESPN Plus. You really do get your money back. I will say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I canceled my ESPN Plus a long time ago, considering the service just didn't fucking work for me.
Oh my god, you had the Luke Thomas treatment.
I did, but I did not go as far as that as complaining, so I can get free pay-per-views. In hindsight, I should have.
He only got like 3 though, or 2.
I mean, but I also didn't buy the pay-per-views. I just couldn't watch fight nights. I would try to boot it up on any device I had and be like, are you signed in? Do you want to buy ESPN Plus? It's like, dude, I've had this account since 2019, and I've been paying for ESPN Plus. What do you mean I have to sign up again? Like, what? That's... Anytime I would go through, like I already have ESPN Plus, so it would just redirect me back to the screen.
I've been blessed
You know
to
what I
not
mean?
have any issues with it.
Yeah, I wish I had. I might re-sign up, but at the same time, it's like, dude, no, I'm not gonna give you guys money. You know, service is not gonna work. But anyways, yeah, I feel like the UFC in 2024, man, it's just I don't like the. And it's not even. I'm gonna go and be fair here. I don't even think it's the UFC because we're talking about Bellator in a few minutes.
Well, Bellator / PFL has just like literally fucked themselves.
PFL sucks, and one championship is in a bad place monetarily as well. Ryzen is doing fine, but they only have like 5 events a year. You know what I mean? Like 5, 6.
And they're strictly based out of Japan.
Exactly.
And they cater to their Japanese audience mainly.
And it's like, dude, think about it right now. Like, where do MMA free agents go? They go to BKFC or they go to Misfits or they go to some boxing thing or like MMA's in a bad space, bro. In 2024, man, it sucks, dude. But just think about it.
We were really hyping up I was really hyping up PFL and Bellator, like really hoping they were gonna do something, and they've literally like shot themselves in the foot, like
repeatedly.
On top of that. And the thing is, they can make great fights. They can be a very good promotion. They could be a very solid number 2. Could they ever be number 1?
Oh,
it'd be very hard.
Be tough,
it wouldn't be impossible, but right now I'd say no. But being number 2 to the UFC is not a bad place to be, honestly, especially if they can do it the right way.
Exactly.
And then just offer just another product with just as high level fighters.
They need to offer an alternative, but an alternative that draws people in. Nobody can look at me. Don Davis. I feel like I'm Luke Thomas. Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. You know, Luke. You know, Don Davis, buddy. Nobody gives a shit about the tournaments. Nobody. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nobody likes them. Stop it. Stop. Just book cards with your talent.
And if they are in tournaments, they gotta do how Bellator does it.
I honestly wonder if they just don't have like good matchmakers that they feel confident enough to make good style matchups, and that's why they're still doing it. Because there's no reasonable reason for them to still.
They need to reset. Like when this year ends, I feel like the most intelligent thing to do would be literally be like get together, be like, hey guys, and we've talked about this so many fucking times, and let it be like next year. We're not gonna do the tournament like we traditionally do. We'll do a weight tournament just to kick off the year.
One or two max.
That will lead into probably next year with how long it takes to do. And outside of that, we're just gonna book cards, however often week to week. Yeah. Maybe be on the road, and we're gonna try to build up these guys and establish make rankings. We're gonna let the media do the rankings.
Yep.
You know how the UFC does, and we're just gonna start doing fights like that.
Yep. Yeah, and look, man, they could do. And also another part of it too is that PFL and Bellator, like they're different brands, but they feel the exact same. Like they have the same commentators. They're on different networks, but pretty much everything's the same. If you're gonna have Bellator around, brother, make it different, man. Like I understand why they're still around because Viacom still owns like a piece of the company,
and also they're doing the PFL MENA, PFL
deal.
Europe thing,
and like that's.
And it has a place. I think they can do it the proper way.
But
it could be their version of the Contender Series, their developmental.
But you can't even watch most of them.
It could be like their Strikeforce Challengers, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't even watch most of their shows. Like a lot of them don't even have like streaming deals.
By the way, did you ever watch Strikeforce Challengers back in the day?
No, not back in the day.
How was that?
That was a little bit before my time, I want to say.
Okay, boomer.
I started watching in like 2011. Like, fuck off. Like,
no.
I've paid my dues, brother.
I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
No, I mean, but yeah, a little bit before my time. But
yeah, you got to see. You got to watch a good time in MMA, man.
I did. I mean, I wasn't a full-time watcher until 2013, 2014.
But you didn't get to see the afflictions and none of that.
No, that was before me. But like, I got to be there right as Ronda came in, right as the Windman came in, right whenever
you were there at the right time.
I was there at the right time because I got to see the ending of Brock, Brock's fight with Overeem, which is his last.
Would you say outside of obviously missing out on Pride, which was way before our time?
Yeah.
Do you think you got to see the best you could have? I think it'd be of the UFC.
I think that the span from I'd say 2013 to probably 2018, maybe I'd say like 2015 to 2020 maybe, was probably the best stretch the UFC's ever had. I truly believe that. Like if you look at some of the names that are in that era, 2015 to 2020, think about that. That's prime Ronda, prime Conor, Brock Lesnar came back. Who else was in there? GSP had a fight in there. We got to see the tail end of Anderson Silva.
Bisping in there.
Bisping was in there.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, great middleweight division. Just go back. I saw, what's funny? I brought up Luke Thomas earlier. Luke Thomas did a video where he looked back at like divisions from 10 years ago versus now. And it's like, fuck, dude. This sport, not all the divisions, obviously. Lightweight, still banger. Bantamweight, banger. Featherweight, still great. Past that, the division's kind of fucking blow compared to 10 years ago. And it's like, damn, man.
It's but at the same time, it's also like not putting the time into developing some of these guys, not putting in the time to build guys up. You know what I mean? Like, think about like they've dropped. I feel like there's certain guys they just didn't build up. Like sometimes that's the UFC's issue, like not building guys up. Like a perfect guy that we could talk about, like they didn't build up was Edmund Shabazian.
Oh yeah,
I mean, dude. Granted, he beat Brad Tavares, right, and then they gave him the jump, but I feel like that just stumped the development. You know what I mean?
All right, brother. Here is what we are looking at today, right now. August 2014. Here are the rankings archives. Okay.
So not exactly, but
okay.
10 years ago.
Bro, this did. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call him out. MMA Mania. You guys straight up clickbaited me on that one. This is not the rankings archive at all.
I wonder if you did the Wayback Machine and you did the UFC website, if it would work.
Maybe we can do that too. Let me see.
We'll do it live on air. How does that sound?
Well. I mean, Sure Dog doesn't have it either. They have their official rankings. That just
no one gives a fuck.
Whoa!
That looked like Virus Central right there. Not a porn ad, sadly. I mean, not a porn ad. Porn ad. I might have just got a censor. God damn it.
God, dude, what are you doing?
God,
brother?
I'm so sorry, Josh.
These are archived rankings from.
By the way, this is one of my favorite
Matrix.
websites to use.
Fight Matrix is pretty good. All right, here we go. Can we look at all of them? Okay.
We should even look at the pound for pound. Let's look at the pound for pound of 10 years ago compared to the pound for pound of today.
John Jones.
Credit where credit's due.
Number 1, Demetrius Johnson. Number 2, George St. Pierre. Number 3, Jose Aldo. Number 4, Cain Velasquez. Number 5, Chris Weidman. Number 6, Lyoto Machida. Number 7, Johnny Hendricks. Number 8, Daniel Cormier. Number 9, Vitor Belfort. Number 10.
By the way, we'll even name the guys outside of it because even the guys just outside of the 10.
Outside of the 10, we got Rory McDonald, number 11, Anthony Showtime Pettis, number 12, Rashad Evans, number 13, Benson Henderson, number 14, Alexander Gustafsson, number 15.
That's a 17-2 Rory McDonald right there. Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude.
What a time.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, I don't want to, I hate to be like a Debbie Downer like every week. You know what I mean? But I feel like the sport it just takes more out of me every week. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, dude, like we could be living it up right now, man. We really could. It's just fuck, man. Like new fans really don't get it.
Also,
like,
on a positive with the sport's grown, right? Like being at the top now is significantly might be a hot take. Being at the top today is harder than being at the top 10 years ago. Depending on who you are. In its own different way.
Yeah, depending on who you are.
And even at the time in the past 10 years ago, I'm sure there's different difficulties then to there is now.
Absolutely.
100 times. You know, I think GSP said it himself. He said the athlete of today is better than the athlete of yesterday. He's like, I can perfectly admit that, you know?
Yeah.
I even comparing
but
here, let me tell you one more thing. I was listening to these guys talk about they were talking about like grades of all time and all that and being like, you know something? People don't want to recognize the athlete of before because, you know, and the reason why you got to recognize this is because at its time, that was that peak. They hit that ceiling.
Yeah.
You know? And you got to look at it for what it was at that time. He's like, you know, he gave this example, and I fucking love this example. This is going to trip you out because when I heard it, I'm like, you make such a good point. He's like, my electrician today knows more about electrician than Thomas fucking Edison. That does not mean he is more intelligent than Thomas fucking Edison, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And when he said that, I was like, completely changed my perspective on comparing athletes of the past and the athletes of today.
Yeah, great comp.
Yeah.
So, well, because like people of the past are just like ahead. Like that, it's a weird example I'm gonna make, but like just this is why I've always said like people are like, oh man, you know, Ronda Rousey fucking sucks. God, she never beat anybody. It's like, dude, Ronda Rousey was so ahead of the game back in 2014, 2016. she could come back right now and bet she'd be top 5. You know what I mean? Like I'd pick her to beat Raquel Pennington, straight up. Even with all the concussions and everything, she's like, yeah, dude, I can't even roll anymore. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. You need one throw, Ronda. That's all you need. You know what I mean? But that's just because, like, the sport's evolved a lot in a lot of different ways. I feel like the average athlete is better today, but also I do question like the top level of the sport. Like the average athlete is better, but I feel like the top level of the sport is not the same. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to think how you're trying to explain.
So like the average guy is better today than the average fighter in 2014.
Yeah,
but
that makes
when we're
sense.
talking about top 5, top 10s, they're not as good.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
It differs on division too, but I especially think as far as like heavyweight, light heavyweight,
yeah,
middleweight, like the guys from 10 years ago at the top level.
I mean, if you look, I'm sure if you look at the division, I mean, I don't even.
But they were
actually. Can we look at it? Well, you had the list pulled up, but I was gonna say we can even just look at the list of heavyweights 10 years ago, but there's a list of heavyweights today, and I'm sure there is a very substantial.
There's a massive gap, dude.
A very substantial difference. At the same time, with the internet, with everything now, like there's more accessibility to learning things. Being discovered.
Yeah, I mean,
this
was the heavyweight top 10.
Oh, dude, look at that! Jesus.
Cain Velasquez, JDS, Fabrizio Verdum, Bigfoot Silva, Travis Brown, Alistair Overeem, Mark Hunt, Josh Barnett, Stipe Miocic, Roy Nelson, Frank Mir at 11, in case you're curious. So we're going to pull up the rankings of today for the heavyweight division. Remember all those names, right? So we have John Jones champ, Tom Aspinall interim, Cyril Gahn, Volkov, Pavlovich, Blades, Almeida, Spivak, dude, Stipe Miocic ranked number 8.
And if we're being honest,
Jesus
this division probably cuts off right there at 8.
Yeah, and then we have Tybura, Rosenstrike, Lewis, and then Tuivasa.
Don't get me wrong, like Lewis and Derek. I mean, honestly,
yeah. I mean, that's just look, man. I'm not gonna.
Derek and Ties.
I got what you're saying. I got you.
Who were the other guys in that? Like right there at the 5th.
So this one, it looks like the count. These are their own rankings, but you get the point of like top level guys.
I still want to see.
So they have a couple Bellator guys in here. It looks like they have Vitaly Minikov, Arlovski was there, Big Nog, Volkov, and then you go down and it's guys like Shaw, and then
Satoshi Ishii, Gabriel Gonzalez, the body of Gabriel Gonzalez.
Old name. Yeah.
Czech Congo down there.
Czech Congo, man. I love me some Czech Congo.
But even then, though, that's still fun. Obviously, it's still thin, though. It just still goes to show how thin heavyweight was, though.
I'm looking up. When was the last time Vitaly Minikov fought? I remember he lost.
It's been a while.
Yeah, he lost to that one guy.
I was say, but yeah, you see it right there. Vitaly Minikov is on the verge of turning 40.
Saeed Salma. That's who he lost to. He broke his hand or whatever. And then he never fought again. That's crazy.
Did he retire? Does it say anything on his on his social?
It says he's still active.
Return. Wait, it said something down there. Return. If you go scroll all the way down, I was like, because I was near the bottom there. We saw like some pretty recent shit. Stopped at the broken finger. Doesn't say anything down low or anything else.
Nope.
Wow. So he's just been MIA.
Looks like it.
Huh. Well, that's odd.
Very odd. Apparently, okay. I think that's old. Never mind.
Well, he was supposed to return like a year later, and it didn't happen.
Yeah. And man, that guy looked like he was the future at one point, man.
And then
he fought Ollie Thompson in a boxing match, a modified rules boxing match, and he beat him by decision. That was in March.
Is that his name, Oil Thompson? Like actually Oil?
No, Ollie, I believe. That's the guy that I think he fought in Bellator. I think he got knocked out by Matt Mitrione in like the UK.
Isn't this a massive guy? No. Thinking of a different guy.
You're thinking of James the Colossus Thompson. No, that's what you're thinking. Shout out James Thompson. Yeah, this guy is fucking Jesus Christ. This dude's terrible. No offense to him, but yeah. Ollie Thompson. Yeah, he's the one that lost to Matt Mitrione. Got knocked out in Bellator way back in the day.
Matt Mitrione. Shout out Matt Mitrione. Still never forget when he freaked out on that reporter during COVID. But it's funnier that you knew that guy too.
Yeah.
You're not on a personal basis, right?
No, yeah, not on a personal basis, but I knew the guy. And it was like, what was it like? How are you feeling heading this one? Like you've struggled a lot or something? He's like, well, I've lost. It was like about like how he lost like his last few fights, and he like freaked the fuck out. I remember.
Yeah,
yeah, that was his last fight too. Well, actually, that's not true. He fought in fucking Triller. Remember?
Yeah,
the Triad Combat. He fought some former like guy who was like a boxer or whatever. did pretty decent, but lost. Whatever, man. Hey, man, that Triller era, bro.
I loved it.
While it lasted.
God, did that Metallica concert suck? Not because it's Metallica, but because they made it so damn long in the middle of all of that.
Dude, we're gonna talk about this for a little bit.
By the way, random thing. Do you know Slayer was touring again?
No, but dude, do you not know how like old musicians like they can still get down, bro? Rolling Stones still.
Dude, I saw some guys who just made a couple. Well, shit, dude, Blink-182 came back like 2 years ago.
Blink-182, they're only in their early 40s though. They're not like
no, but it was the fact that they came back though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it seemed like it was done. That era had passed. You know.
Yeah, Tom DeLonge. Yeah. Shout out Tom DeLonge, man. Hey, that guy's studying aliens.
But dude, I saw Slayer came back, and I remember just watching some mosh pit videos, and people were like, if you survived the early Slayer days, God bless your soul.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, man. I kind of love it whenever like old musicians go back on tour. You know what I mean? It's like
what's more recent? Is there another one that I'm forgetting about?
I mean, there's a shit. I mean, dude, all old. Like a lot of old musicians. Like I said, like even into their like. I'm just gonna look it up. Yeah, oldest band still.
I feel like there'll be one that we sing with like be like, bro, how did we not know?
The Who is still playing. The Rolling Stones, I knew that one. The Beach Boys. Yeah. The Pixies. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Metallica still performs, obviously. Aerosmith.
That one's wild too. How old are the Slayer guys? They're not very old, are they?
No, they're like 50s, I think.
Yeah, I would say probably 50s.
2024 presents. Let's see.
Bon Jovi had a concert like a few years ago too.
They're 60s, so they're late 50s. Looks like they're all around 60. Huh. You know who's coming back is Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Excited for that.
They have are they bringing that girl for vocals?
We don't know. Nobody knows.
She killed it, bro.
She did kill it on.
I gotta say it, man. Like obviously it's never gonna be the same, but it was pretty damn good. Like for me to like listen to it, be like, I'm happy with this. Like I can live with this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. One last thing before we move on, because we're talking about music. And we brought up Triller, dude. I think about this every once in a while. Like the Jake Paul Ben Askren card had like
that shit was a movie, dude.
It had a combined like 40 minutes of fighting total, and the card went for like 4 hours.
I hated it.
There were more concerts. I remember there was like,
dude,
at one point,
there's one thing that is hard to do, and I need to say across all bases for like boxing, MMA, any event, pacing is everything.
Yeah, shut up, PFL. Hey, Don Davis, this is another thing. Work on your fucking pacing, bro. Oh my god.
I mean, I feel like sometimes they're good. I mean, I feel like they're hit or miss.
I agree with you. That
applies to Bellator and PFL. I think they're both hit or miss. I feel like the UFC hit or miss as well. But at the same time, I get it. It depends. There's a lot of like obviously fast finishes, cool as fuck, right? But they fuck everything over.
Yeah, and in the case of like TV, I think it's different when they're on pay-per-view. Like they're able to they don't have to stall. You know what I mean? Because they can just go off the air at any time. You know what I mean?
No, you're not.
When it comes
wrong.
to like fight nights, they do have to like time it out. And do this
I know, but still, dude. There's a few times where like there's 3 first round finishes in a row, and they're like. So Dominic Cruz, what's your opinion on that? You know, the DC and him are just going back and forth on something from the last fight.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. Yeah. Anyways, we do have some UFC going down this Saturday night.
Believe it or not, like it is happening.
Yeah, it is going down this Saturday night from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Love Vegas. Hate the UFC Apex. In the main event though, we have a banger. Gilbert Burns.
Dude, Jesus Christ, the picture they used.
Dude, I'm literally gonna cry. Why is that?
By the way, guys, if you're listening right now,
you gotta go.
If you're still here,
you gotta go to Gilbert Burns, his Wikipedia page, because that's a jump scare.
By the way, I completely forgot that Jack Melina fight happened. Hey, that's not as bad as the picture Connor used when he called him a fat lesbian. You remember
what is your favorite Connor like tweet that he's deleted?
When you like the gay porn.
He liked the what?
The gay porn.
Oh man, my favorite one is it might be that one whenever he was like mocking Michael Chandler and he's doing his American accent. It's like, I am the baddest lightweight in the UFC. Conor McGregor, you gotta come back and fight somebody.
The Twitter audio era of Conor was godlike. I don't care what anybody says. What is your favorite Conor?
You stupid little ting.
What's your favorite Conor clip, video, saying that he ever said?
Like it might be that one.
I have 2.
I like, dude, him calling Gilbert Burns a fat lesbian was so fucking
It's up
funny.
there.
I have that one saved. There are some of them that I have saved to my phone because they're so
yeah,
funny.
same.
Yeah. Man, I can't think of anyone right now. Like, what's your favorite one since you have them?
Oh, dude, Connor and his I think it's a Mercedes or Hummer G wagon. I don't know what it is. And he has the Kodak Black song playing in the background, and he's laughing. Dude, I love that video. Like, if I'm ever down or depressed, if you play that video, I'll probably get happy. Number 2, when he's in that bar in Brazil and he rips the picture of Aldo and eats it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. My favorite one is him at the Sturgis rally with the woman that's 3 feet tall, and and he's. Hey, look, Connor. You know,
there's a lot of great Connor moments.
A lot of great Connor moments,
dude.
man.
Another. I mean, there's so
funny.
many.
I don't get how people hate him. Like
Connor when he got arrested, like that picture when he's
yeah
in handcuffs. Yeah. I'm like, this is peak. This is peak.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm gonna watch Roadhouse again after this.
When he was late to the press conference. Yeah, that was another good
Sorry,
one.
I'm late. I just don't give a fuck.
I'm hearing Gucci me.
Oh man.
There's too many good.
Without me, this whole fucking shit sinks. You know?
The double champ does whatever the fuck he wants.
It's easy to see why people want him back. I really hope he fights in December, man. I want one more vintage Conor moment.
You just don't get many bits like that. And the thing is, when he's come back, he's giving them. Like, when he freaked out on Dustin Poirier when he had his leg broken. That itself became a meme, too.
Yeah. I think of the time that he... an underrated one is whenever he knocked out Cowboy and he was doing the whole nice persona up the entire time. He was like nice to Cowboy, nice to everybody. He's like, I'm a new man. You know, I have my kids. I have my whiskey.
He's wearing glasses and shit.
I have my whiskey. You know, me and Donald are gonna go out there and have a great fight. And then he goes out. He knocks out Cerrone in like 40 seconds. And then he gets on the mic. And he's like, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. But anyone these little mouthy fools can get it. Even that little fucking dork at the desk, because Paul Felder was working that night. And he's like, I think Jorge was there in the fucking big getup, but he's like, that fucking idiot wearing a rug or whatever. It's just like, oh man, dude.
Oh,
love it, man. Hey, man, Connor, brother, if you want to interview anytime, brother. I mean,
dude, that'd be the greatest interview of all time if we had Connor.
I don't think I'd ask him anything MMA related the entire time. I'd be like, hey, man, so when you got the $1 billion, when you saw what was your first reaction? You know, like how did you celebrate whenever you just little fun stuff? You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, he'd be so fun to party with. I bet.
I agree with you. But anyway, so we have Gilbert, in the word of Conor McGregor, the fat lesbian Burns. Jesus, I just can't get past it, man. Yeah, so Gilbert Burns is a dog though, coming in here on a 2-fight skid, lost to Jack Della Maddalena by knockout last year. Prior to that, not last year, in March of this year. Prior to that, he lost last year to Bilal Muhammad on short notice. That's the year that he fought, I believe, if you add it up, it was 3 fights in 3 months, roughly.
It was insane.
Yeah. He fought in January, he fought in April, and then he fought in May. Like late January, early April, early May. What a dog, Gilbert Burns. That being said, coming back, 38 years old now, had some injuries, facing the young Sean Brady. Sean Brady ranked number 8 in the welterweight division, 16-1. We know the record only lost to the champion. Hey, you got to remember the name, Bilal Muhammad. And
that loss has aged well.
It really has. And that first round was competitive too. He started getting tagged up, got hurt late in the second, and it was what it was. You know,
looked like he had a little gas too.
Yep. And meanwhile, since then though, came back last December, submitted Kelvin Gastelum, ruined his return to 170 pounds. Now he is back here for his first UFC main event. Can the Philly boy pull it off and potentially earn maybe not a UFC title shot, but you know how the UFC is in 2024. The chips fall where they may. Maybe he'll get a shot. Maybe he'll work himself into a contender fight. Regardless, a win over Jorginho would be huge here. Who do you got?
I got Sean Brady, man. I mean, to me, he was the original guy at 170 who was gonna coming through, and we're like, that guy's gonna be next to do some big stuff in this division, and he still is. He's 31, only 1 loss in the record now to the champ. He's taking on a struggling Gilbert Burns at age. Gilbert Burns, 38 years old. I don't think Burns is going to submit Brady, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he finished Brady on the feet. Gilbert's got power. His hands have improved over the years. Obviously, the ground game, we know how it is.
Yeah.
For Brady, obviously a talented wrestler, talented grappler. You know, beat Craig Jones in a grappling match. Obviously, no leg locks. People will always bring that up, how Craig didn't have that tool as an option. But at the same time, though, it was just
still impressive as fuck.
Still impressive as fuck. So I got Sean Brady on this one. I think, is it the Henzo Philly gym? I always forget what gym it is.
Correct, it is.
Shout out to those guys. Their guys are always extremely well conditioned. A lot of dogs that come out of there. Joe Pfeiffer, Eddie Alvarez, Sean Brady.
Gracie Philly, yeah.
Many more.
Hey man, Philly's a tough town, and Sean Brady is leading the pack coming out of Philadelphia,
Yeah.
man. And I've gone back and forth on this fight a lot, man. I really think, like you said, Sean Brady is, and I still think even if he loses here, he's 28 years old,
31 now.
31 now. Did I misread it? Who was I looking at earlier? 31. My bad. So 31 years old, still relatively young, especially 170. Yeah, I'm not wrong though. I mean,
Yeah, no.
I am stupid, but you know, what are you to do? Point being, still young, even if he loses here. And like I said, Gilbert, but there's too many question marks for me about Gilbert Burns to confidently pick him for this weekend. He's dealt with injuries. He's lost 2 in a row. And to be fair, he was winning that JDM fight, but then he wasn't. And that's the way the sport goes, man.
I think he isn't fully aging out, but he's definitely heading in that direction.
Of course. And I saw some people recently linking, like, he might have lost, 2 in a row, but Gilbert Burns is still a dog, and at least the league, but they put the Hamzat fight, and I'm like, guys, that fight was almost 3 years ago now. Like,
and he's almost 40 now.
Yeah, in MMA, man, you age fast, especially when you're getting flatlined by guys like.
By the way,
JDM.
did you ever see that clip of this guy at a concert, and he's with his girlfriend? He's geeked out. He's like, I just met Sean Brady.
I did. Oh my god, I saw that, dude. Could you imagine? It's like those dudes who did they meet? There was like a video of like a picture of some guy on the street. It was like 4 dudes meeting up with was it Michelle Olielchuk?
I don't know, but yes. In Philly. I think it was Jersey or Philly.
Dude, could you imagine just walking down the street?
And the thing is, it's Michelle Olielchuk. It's not fucking Sean Brady.
Exactly. But even then, it's like everybody always thinks about like meeting like the most famous UFC guys. You never think about meeting like number 9 in the welterweight division. You know what I mean? Like,
I was like, holy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'd be like,
oh,
dude.
I'd be flattered. I'd be like, yo.
I'd be like, Joe. I mean, dude. No bullshit. When we went to KC, I was like, Josh, that's Jeff Molina over there.
That this is actually true. This was right after his scandal. Whenever like the pictures were leaked, he was in the middle of the James Krause betting thing.
He seemed to be fine though. Like,
no, he was good, but I wasn't gonna be like, yo.
I didn't think about going up there and just being like, hi, but I saw he was kind of moving, trying to get back to the spot.
By the way, way smaller in person than I.
Well, he's a 125er.
No, I understand that, but I never
crazy though that he killed both of us though.
No, I never would put into perspective though, because I'm like, he was half my size, and I'm not a big guy by any means. Like, I'm not a big dude, but I was still like. But at the same time, I was like,
give him 45 seconds,
dude,
though, Josh.
He wouldn't need 45 seconds. It would take him less than 10 seconds to wipe out both of us. That's just the reality.
I think a minute and a half for both.
Well, you're probably right.
We're two human beings.
We both trained before. You know what I mean? Hey man, been a minute, but I can get back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put the gloves back on. Start hitting the bag.
Yeah,
I'll fuck up any of those guys in Misfits, man. That's all I'm saying. No, but not Jeff Molina though.
Granted, though, we do say, you did say you don't always meet the number 9 rank welterweight in the world, but we met the former UFC featherweight of the champion of the world.
That's true.
I mean, no bullshit. We were like this.
That's true. We were like that, and I was like, "So, what do you think about open scoring?" You know what I mean? And I was just asking him some shit for my job. Like,
I remember me and him had the longest conversation out of ever. I don't even know if I told you that.
Yeah, about how you guys talked about shoes.
We talked about shoes. I think
you asked him about his YouTube channel. Maybe?
I think a week before a shoe had released, and I was wearing the shoe that had released, and he pointed them out. I was like, "Hey, bro, what about you? When's the channel coming out? When you gonna show the shoe room?" Because I remember he's talking about that on his YouTube channel. He's like, "I'm gonna build a whole shoe room." He's like, "Don't worry, it's coming up, bro. I got you."
Yeah. Love Max, man. I would, in hindsight, should have talked to Jeff Molina, but I was like, I remember you pointed him out. He was literally right in front of us buying a drink, and I'm like,
he was right in front of us, and then on top of that, he was moving kind of quick, and a fan caught him real quick on the side.
Yeah,
and stopped him to take a picture. And you could tell he was moving quick to go down.
Yeah, that's the reason why I could tell he was like kind of in a rush. And also like
that was the other thing too. I didn't want to bother him, and I was like, and everything.
I would have bothered Megan Anderson if I saw her though. I saw she was there. Again?
No, just kidding. I'm surprised you never talked to her because she was always at Invicta.
It just never really worked out for me.
You know, Nate still hurt that he didn't say anything to her when we went to that Invicta event back in 2020.
She doesn't even live here anymore. She moved like a few months ago.
Where's she at now?
I have no idea.
Wherever it is, it's not the same quality.
No, dude, come on, brother.
Come on, bro.
Come on, hey man.
Come on.
Best city in the Midwest. That's all I'm saying. But,
come on, bro.
Shout out to Megan Anderson. Dude, I'll never forget. Like, I literally like. She posted like some. It's so weird whenever like UFC fighters, because there is like a legitimately big base of fighters in Kansas City. You know what I mean? I remember like literally.
Dude, at one point James Gallagher was here for a minute.
Exactly. Brandon Moreno was fucking here, dude.
Dude, and Lee Summit for like a fat minute.
Exactly. I remember like the Maloney's in Overland Park, and I used to live like straight down the street from there, and you did too.
Wait, the one in downtown OP? Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one. I remember looking up at my phone like at 10 o'clock at night, and like she posted a picture like that night, and I'm like, dude, I know the exact fucking. She's at Maloney's right now. Like I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
I mean, it's growing. I mean, there's definitely a little hub
Yeah.
here developing. You know.
Yeah. That being said, here we should move down to the co-main event because we just got off on a big tangent. What do you, guys? There's nothing to talk about.
But
this
you
week.
got Brady, by the way. Let's make that clear.
I got Brady. I'll make that clear. I will say that I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. I could see easily losing, but at the same time, like, you know,
If it is, I think Gilbert wins it on the feet. I think if Brady wins, it will be a very ground-based, controlled fight. Maybe a lot of clinching against the cage.
I agree with you.
Got to agree.
I agree with you.
Potentially a boring fight. That, or it is two grapplers, could become a striking battle. Which
It
in
could.
that case, I'm
I would
not
give
gonna lie.
Gilbert the
I
odds,
might
yeah.
lean Gilbert a little
I would
bit.
definitely lean Gilbert, but we'll see. I think it's a 50-50 matchup.
Yeah.
That being said, co-main event's not a 50-50. I got Tristan Andrade to smash Natalia.
You know she's an underdog.
Silva. What?
I swear to God, she's an underdog.
There's no way, bro.
Can you look up the odds? Because
Yes.
I have a bet on her, and I'm pretty sure she's an underdog. We'll look it up live on air right now.
Well, we're gonna look it up live on air, the Courtside Soundoff podcast, and here we got. She's a minus 300.
I told you. She's an
Is there
underdog.
an injury so I don't know about here? Is there something I'm missing?
Unless something got leaked, man. But hey, last time she was plus money. Someone should have thrown some money.
Am
on
I,
her.
dude? Am I missing something right here? I mean, Natalia Sylvia is good. Don't get me wrong.
But dude,
don't
she-
get me wrong whatsoever. Banger wins, dude. Jasmine Jazovicius, Andrea KGB Lee, Vivian Andrero. But like, am I missing something?
to the level of what Jessica Andrade is, though, and the fact that she just had a big bounce back win?
Two in a row.
Yeah,
She beat Rodriguez in a banger, and she knocked out Mackenzie Dern.
and those are two big, not even like
Top 7.
like in comparison to what this other gal's done. I'm kind of like, guys,
Is she hurt?
if
There
you
has
want
to-
to, if you want to
there's
make it even or something, there has to be some insider info we're missing.
That's what did the line open at? The line opened. She was a small favorite. Since then, it's only gotten bigger. Look at that.
There must have been some news that we don't know about. We might
There
have to do.
has to be something.
We might have to do some research later, but I mean, I'm still rocking with her though.
Look at that. So it looked like last month, around the middle of August, the odds had a massive shift.
There must have been some leak or something, or some people just really bet the other way.
Maybe.
Can you look
That's
at the odds for her two
interesting
previous
to me, man.
fights to be
Andrade.
Andrade?
So she closes a small favorite against Rodriguez, and Dern closes a 2-1 favorite against Andrade.
Okay.
Sylvia is a 3-1 favorite right now, according to MGM. That isn't.
Don't get me wrong, like the girl's
is-
good, but I'm just like,
Oh yeah, I mean, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. Like, I'm not saying this as a slight against Silva. Like, it's not her.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I mean, look, like I said, Andrade's had her trouble. She's fighting a young gal, 27 years old. I mean, you see it there.
17-5-1, won
But
a lot
dude,
of fights
like,
in a row.
Like to put it into perspective for myself, though, like two of those wins, like are Victoria Leonardo.
Oh man, poor Victoria Leonardo, man. I feel so bad.
Which you just
every
saw what
time.
happened.
She's been knocked out, what, 5 of the
And
last 6 fights?
Andrea Lee, which like
She's lost 17 fights in a row. No, fights just.
and how's Viviane Ujo done? Like, can you look at her record? I can't remember off the top of my. Yeah, like look at that. Like
KGB Lee lost 5 in a row. Vivian Andrero,
I think she's a little bit back and forth.
she's been back and forth, from my understanding. She's
But dude, also look at
lost
that.
3 of her last 4, but the competition matters.
Yeah, the competition does matter, but at the same time, though, look at what Andrade has done.
Yeah, I mean, a former, like, two women inside the
One of the
top
best jiu-jitsu
7,
competitors all the
7, 8.
time. Mackenzie Dern that's seemingly grown, and then
And
Marina
Maria Rodriguez,
Rodriguez
who's been a wrecking machine, dude. If you look at her recent record, you know what I mean? So
But,
it's
and
like,
then also you got to put her loss in perspective. I mean, granted, it goes
Dana Jaroba,
vice
Lemos.
versa for both, right? Amanda Lemos challenged for a title, Vernon Jaroba on the verge of challenging for a title, like,
yeah, and then Andrade, and that's it.
and she beat Yan Xiaonan, who challenged for a title, like.
Exactly. So I'm gonna take Jessica. I thought for sure she was gonna be a favorite. I guess I'm gonna take Jessica Andrade for the upset here.
This is what I'm telling you. That's why
This
I was
is-
like,
That is insane to me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was an underdog if it was like, Silva minus 140. You know what I mean? Or minus
Yeah.
150. But a 3-1 favorite is.
we might have to do some research, dude.
Yeah,
'cause
I gotta look into this or something because that is insane to me.
there has to be some insider info here that we don't have.
Apparently, man, that is wild shit to me. She is in the middle though. We have to be clear. She's in the middle of a lawsuit. She sued her former coach this week for embezzling $2 million. You know what she did? The OnlyFans. You talked about she had money trouble. Turns out it was her coach who was stealing money from her. Is that not terrible? Some real terrible shit. So hoping the best for
So
Jessica
maybe
Andrade,
that's
yeah.
what people.
Maybe, but
Is that what shifted the line?
no. I mean, that only came out. The line shifted in the middle of August. That came out like 3 days ago, so that doesn't even make sense for
Unless
it, but
someone caught wind of it that early back then.
maybe. That being said, I'm still picking Jessica Andrade for the upset. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That being said, the rest of the card here, man, and I'm assuming you're in line with me.
Dude, it has some bangers.
Yeah,
Has some bangers.
It has some bangers, dude. We got to highlight him, and I think we already did this last week when we talked about it. Steve Garcia, Mean Machine, dude.
This is Kyle Nelson. Perfect matchmaking, by the way.
Oh my god, two guys swinging and banging. I mean, Steve Garcia has won his last 5 fights all in the UFC by knockout.
Has one of the most longest active finish streaks in the UFC.
Yes, sir. Steve Mean Machine Garcia taking on Kyle Nelson, coming off a knockout win over Bill Aguillo. He scored some other big knocked out Marco Polo Reyes, if any of you guys remember that back in 2019. He also beat Blake Builder. He's riding a 3-fight win streak.
Dude, I see Marco Polo Reyes every now and then on Brandon Moreno's podcast, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Dude, I love Marco Polo Reyes.
He's a cool guy.
He really is.
Listen to him on the pod. Listen to him on the podcast. Is actually pretty cool. Dude,
you want to get him on our podcast? We can.
Dude, sometimes I've thought about reaching out to these Spanish-speaking fighters just because I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw someone interview this one fighter I follow, and I was just kind of like, damn, I could have had that interview. Damn.
You guys, this is the greatest fight nobody's ever seen. Polo Reyes versus Ma Dong-kyun, UFC 199, the opening fight on the card. Nobody in the building. They nearly killed each other. So there you go. Have some fun.
Really?
Dude, you never seen that fight?
I'm going to check it out later.
No shit. I'm going to text you right after you leave, and I'm going to tell you.
So I don't forget.
Yes, Polo Reyes against Kim. Anyways, Matt Schnell back for the first time since, I believe, getting murdered by Astro Boy, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes, losing an Astro Boy in
He's on
March.
a 2-fight KO losing streak, both in the second round.
But look, man, the guy comes out and he brawls every time.
Oh no, he's a fan-friendly fighter.
Yeah, he has a good dance partner in the form of Cody Durden as well.
By the way, this looks like maybe could be loser leaves down fight.
I would agree with you, but I don't think they have enough flyweights to actually do that. And
You're not wrong, but I wouldn't be shocked if one of these guys was cut or not.
I could see it.
Not very far.
I could see it happening. I wouldn't like it, but I could see it. Trevor Peek back.
I mean, I'd hate it because they're both so fun. And plus that, I think this Matt Schnell Cody Durden fight just got put together because I think Cody Durden was not originally on this card.
I think you're right, actually.
Oh, I know Dad's right.
Yeah,
under a week's notice.
Alessandro Costa, bantamweight.
Which that would have been a banger fight too.
That would be a good fight. No, man, I like that though. I like Matt Schnell, Cody Durden too. Trevor Peek back, Trevor Peek, like, he fights like how I do in my dreams, like just the way you know what I mean.
You saw that highlight.
Throwing the.
You saw that edit too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's exactly why I had to say that, man. Facing Ashmole's.
By the way, this guy's debut took forever to happen. Can you look at his record real quick? If I remember right, he finally ended up fighting on one of those UFC London cards, but like we had waited a while between I believe his Contender Series fight to his first fight for it to happen. Where's it right? Or he didn't fight through the Contender. Am I wrong?
You may be thinking of somebody else because he fought Sam Patterson.
Well, the thing is, let me tell you, I remember that Sam Patterson fight. That shit was... He obliterated Sam Patterson.
Yeah, he killed
Sam Patterson had to move weight classes to give you guys an idea.
Yeah. So we'll see how he does. That should be a banger, though, man. Yanel Ashmole's Red Fox coming out of Israel.
He has some power.
Yeah, third UFC fight. I love me some Trevor Peek, man. I love me some Trevor Peek. Taking on and opening up the main card, Rongju.
The return of Rongju. 24
years old. Dude is a dog. Came through the road to the UFC. Well, I guess he was actually in the UFC before that, but you get my point.
Again, the road to the UFC.
Yeah, exactly. Taking on Chris Padilla, opening up the main card.
By the way, Chris Padilla, I don't know if you ever I'm 100% sure you don't know anything about Chris Padilla. Dude, go to his Instagram. He seems like the coolest dude ever.
Really?
Dude, he has this podcast with these other guys, or I think he was a guest on it. Dude was just talking about anime.
Okay, this guy's nickname is Taco, so I'm already in on it.
Dude, the whole time, dude, he's doing this podcast with his boys.
He's a musician.
By the way, looks like the same level quality of our podcast. Just gonna put that out there. I love that shit.
Do they have more subscribers on us?
I don't know. I don't believe so, actually.
Hell yeah, brother.
Or maybe around the same. But dude, they were just talking about anime, and some deep nerd shit too.
Yeah.
Talking about,
dude, like I said, his nickname is Taco. Bro.
Dude, I'm talking like having this type of conversations, like, yo, could Goku beat Superman? Like that level of nerd conversations, you know?
Dude, there's no fucking way Goku could beat Superman, dude. Like, come on. I'm just kidding.
See, already, dude.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. He's just a dude.
Dude, he's cool as fuck, dude. I loved it. Right there, you see that? That's his podcast right there.
Dude, I love dudes, like fighters that are they're just dudes. You know what I mean?
They're just themselves, right?
They're just guys. You know what I mean? So shout out Taco, man. Against Rongju.
I got some money on him this week. I'll put it out there. Fuck it, I'll say it.
It'll be fun, man. Hey, man, if he wins, we'll get him on the pod.
By the way, is this fight not like the saddest fight? This next one?
Yeah, man. The fact that Ovint St. Preux is still fighting not only still fighting, but fighting in the UFC is one of the most bizarre things. I just don't get it. I mean,
But wait, doesn't he seem like the perfect like Bellator guy?
dude, he's the perfect PFL Bellator guy. You know what I mean? Like him against you could just imagine him against Corey Anderson fighting for like their Bellator title that means nothing anymore. You know what I mean?
Dude, I could see him fighting Yags, like Rob Wilkinson.
That's a better level of competition than now, dude. I mean, he's going to be 42 in a few months. He has won 2 of his last 3, but you got to remember, it's the corpse of Shogun who's even more washed than he is, and Kennedy and Jikobuku, who just is
who's like a struggling guy who's like
is he even in the UFC anymore?
who's continuously developing. Yeah,
yeah, and
not struggling guy, but he has a lot to improve on. Like he started his MMA career pretty late.
Yeah. I'll give him credit to OSP. I really thought he's gonna get fucked up by Kennedy and Jikobuku.
By the way, just because you're here, can you look at Tanner Bozer? Has he competed recently? I hope he's doing well, man. I missed that.
The Bulldozer?
Dude, Tanner, oh man, he is good.
He became a free agent, and they just didn't re-sign him. It looks like,
dude, that's a big loss. Dude, he was a fun guy. I don't give a
the mullet man,
dude.
Come on.
If there was ever a time in UFC dropped the ball on not
a guy who's like,
it'd be him.
You know how like I've said before, like
dude, if we have Chris Barnett around, we can have Tanner Bozer.
I've always said like we have like our boys. You know what I mean? Tanner Bozer is our fucking boy.
Dude, he was fighting so much there during like the vid era, you know?
Yeah, I know, dude. What a dog, man! I love me some Tanner Bozer.
He was a fun guy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just
that being said, OSP coming back facing Ryan Spann, who's had just as many struggles as him. He's about he's a lot younger, but he's lost 3 in a row. 2 of them by finish. Krylov put him out cold by triangle choke, and then Bogdan Guskov knocked him out in April. Prior to that, he also lost to the corpse of Anthony Smith. So it's been a rough time for Ryan Spann lately. So like you said, very depressing fight. I'm excited for the return of Felipe Dos Santos though against Andre Lima.
That's a banger fight.
I love that.
Those guys, man. I mean, they I don't know. I'd almost sneak. If I was them, I would have snuck them onto
the main card,
maybe, or the last prelim fight.
Absolutely. Also on the undercard, we got
zoom in for me.
Yes, sir. We got Vanessa Diamopoulos coming back
versus Jacqueline Armorin. That should be a fun fight. They're both grapplers, so
yep.
I wonder how that's going to turn out. I wonder if they're going to go straight to the ground or if it's going to turn into a striking match.
I really like Diamopoulos, man. You know what I mean? I feel like there's not a whole lot of women that are actually like.
She likes
noteworthy.
She just
they're lower ranked.
You know? I feel like she puts herself out there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I like anybody who puts.
And she's already like, and she has a very big personality.
Yeah, and she's won a lot lately. So we'll see how she does here. Andre Petroski, it's Dylan Budka. Petroski needs one bad. You know,
I mean, the guy knocked himself out,
and one of the most bizarre.
That was one of the most bizarre moments I've ever seen.
I didn't realize he beat Josh from.
Yeah, he had a quick turnaround.
But that being said, he could still use one here. Against Dylan Budka, and then opening up the card, Nathan Fletcher against. Can we take a shot at that?
Zygmantas Ramasaka.
No, let's find out where he's from.
Ramasaka. That is Lithuania. 100%. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. 9-2. UFC debut. Fought on the Ultimate Fighter. Did not win the Ultimate Fighter, but coming back here.
I think I might be wrong. I think both of them got hurt on the season and couldn't keep fighting.
Okay.
It was like a freak scenario.
Gotcha.
Could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, man, this card is a pretty good one.
Has that ever happened in tough history where 2 guys got hurt on both sides of the bracket?
I believe so.
Isn't that wild? He's a good guy. He's fun. He's really fun. I had seen him.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, you were completely correct.
Yep, I had seen him fight. I had seen him in Cage Warriors. Like I had seen him multiple times through Cage Warriors. Another Cage Warriors guy fought last night. I can't remember his name, but always names that I saw many of times just clicking through.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I think it's about time to go ahead and move on, and because we have a few things to hit before we're going to get out of here. Not a whole lot, but a few. There is a Bellator card going down this weekend. Bellator Champion Series 4, also known as Bellator San Diego, going down. I believe. What would that be? Friday or Saturday?
Yeah,
Saturday.
It should be Friday or is it Saturday as well? Are they going head to head with the UFC?
They might be.
I mean, not like really head.
Yeah, they are. They're going head to head. Yep. On HBO Max
/ the Zone.
Look, man, this may be a hot take. It might arguably be better than the UFC card in terms of matchups, but I will say, obviously,
no. I'd say the main fight's probably better than
the main card, maybe.
It's close. It's close. The thing is, you got to think about it. You really do drop off a cliff with Yancy Medeiros and Tamiko Inaba. Yeah. But if we go Douglas Lima and up, we're pretty solid. You also got to take into account that the undercard of
Yeah,
the UFC has some bangers in there,
that's correct.
and and it has a name.
I'll say this: it's competitive for the first time
Mm.
since they've done like the whole Bellator.
Also, you got to
PFL
take into, and
tour
also
thing.
like you got like a name in there. Like even though he's watched, like OSP is still like a big name. Like a lot of people know who OSP is. You don't got a lot of guys who are going in here knowing who. There's not many people out there who I'm sure who know.
I
that.
know, I know.
Sumiko Inaba, like not to be a hater.
I got you. But that being said, man, in the main event, Usman Nurmagomedov. I think the best of the Nurmagomedov clan right now.
Are the active guys?
Correct.
We're talking strictly Nurmagomedov. We're talking about that whole Dagestani group.
No, I'm talking about the Nurmagomedov clan specifically.
Okay, so you're not including Islam in there.
No, I think Islam's better than Usman. But that being said, I mean, do you think Usman's better than Islam?
Do I think Usman's better than Islam?
Usman's the shit. I mean, let me be clear.
Usman's looked like his run in Bellator has been the same, but at the same time, it's been in Bellator. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's really only.
If
faced
Usman was in
few-
155 in the UFC, how different would it be?
That's a good question. Yeah. That being
By the way,
said,
how young is Usman?
Oh man, he's not old. He's 26.
So there is a world where he could go
Mm-hmm.
where
Let's see.
Islam's done and
Or he's
Usman's-
at welterweight.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So we'll see, man. But Usman, obviously, he failed the drug test last time out. Didn't get stripped of the title.
That fucking cheater. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, he beat Brett Primus.
Dude, you know those people who hate the Dagestani fighters like, yeah, fuck that.
I don't really.
You know which ones I'm talking
Dude,
about.
look, a lot of the Dagestanis has popped in that area. Like Islam popped, obviously. Usman popped. Like I don't really care.
By the way, you
Um,
remember when they're doing the like now? If you're a grounded opponent, what is it? Both knees on the ground to be a grounded opponent, not
Yeah.
just a hand.
Yeah.
If you were like, finally, the Dagestani era of wrestling is over. It's like, no, what the fuck?
Did you think that was like guys? What? Huh?
I think if you could fucking soccer kick and knee to the head on a grounded opponent, then maybe we'd be having a slightly different conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be over, but I think it changed things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But at
And
the same time, think about the advantage those guys would get too. You know.
Mhm. I agree with you. That being said, man, Usman coming back here against Alexander Shabley, who is a straight up.
Is that the motherfucker's passport that just popped up? What the fuck?
No, I don't know why that popped up. I think it was just if you look up.
That was
Wait, what was that?
dude.
Oh,
What?
hold on. There we go. They did it because his name is Nurmagomedov, and they showed Eastern Slavic naming customs. I don't know why they thought that would be a thing that I'd care about on his Wikipedia page, but nonetheless, I was facing
It was weird though, because it was like a
Yeah.
fucking passport.
facing Alexander Shabley, who is a straight up dog.
Dude, this guy's
Um,
run has been insane.
Yeah, so it's coming to Bellator undefeated. But even before Bellator, he's won his last, what would that be? 9 fights in a row. He beat Patricky Pitbull. He knocked out Tafik Musafayev, knocked out Brent Primus. This is for the Bellator lightweight world title. We're not going to make a prediction here.
How
but
old is
I would love
Shabley?
to
Can you look at
this.
his age too?
Yeah, for sure.
Is he 33? 31?
31.
God. UFC dropped the ball on not signing him either, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Banger matchup though. I think it might be arguably the best fight of the weekend as a whole.
Could
if we're
turn,
not
could
comparing-
turn into the best fight of the month, theoretically.
I'm not even. Yeah, I won't even disagree with you. Both these guys are so good.
Like, with looking at what we have later this month, like it could become the best fight of the, as far as MMA specifically, like,
I agree with you.
or
yeah.
one of them at least.
Yeah. Co-main event: Lorenz Larkin, who 38 now.
He's
the
still
monsoon,
fucking around, man.
still fucking around, but still a dog, man. Still a straight up dog. He's only lost once since 2017. That was to Andrei Koreshkov, a split decision on that Bellator X
But a
Rising
good fight
card.
if you ever did watch it.
Good fight. He's back here for a title debater. If he gets a win here, he will fight for the Bellator welterweight title. Taking on the UK's Lavon Shaki, 27 years old,
Who'd he be fighting?
4-2 in Bellator.
Jason Jackson, right?
Jason Jackson lost a title to was it Hamzan Nurmagomedov?
Was it Impa? No.
Impa's in PFL. But Lavon Shaki has won 3 in a row. I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna go to Bellator's website. I believe it's
God, who did win it?
long name Russian.
Was it just some Russian from the PFL?
No, I'm telling you. I thought it was Hamzan Nurmagomedov.
Now you got me tripping out, man. I'm like getting like, dude, that's crazy. It takes you to like, probably fighters. Fighters is your best bet.
Yeah, bro. I hit the X and it took me to the PFL website anyway. Dude, stop.
I bet you'll take you again. What'd I say?
Dude, who is the Bellator?
Click up top. Just click on
Yeah,
fighters.
yeah. No, it won't let me. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Champions.
Yeah,
I
there we go.
got you.
Yeah, thank you, Angel. Thank you for guiding my dumbass. Yeah. Yeah, Hamzat Nurmagomedov.
Dude, what the
Karagomov,
fuck?
whatever.
I forgot that fight happened. Didn't he like run through him too?
Beat the shit out of him. Yeah,
it was a
wasn't
little
even close.
depressing, wasn't it?
It was very depressing. But anyways, man, yeah. So the winner of this would get a shot. I would like to see Lorenz Larkin against Hamzat Nurmagomedov. I think that'd be a lot of fun. At middleweight, we got Douglas Lima, who I believe got a win last time out, ended a 3 or 4 fight losing streak. He defeated Castellano Von Steenis by
Costello
decision. Costello Von Steenis taking on Aaron Jeffrey.
He's coming off a loss too, I think.
Correct. He lost last time out to Fabian Edwards. But dude, Aaron Jeffrey puts on all bangers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is the problem, man. Whenever these guys are not, whenever these guys are like famous but not famous, you get other guys with them. Yeah,
he had a good run going on there.
He did. He knocked out Austin Vanderford, man.
Then when he beat my guy Dalton Roast, I was like, damn.
Aaron Jeffrey's the shit.
He fought Kyle Borrelli. You saw that?
Yeah, yeah, man. He
Was that
fought the Contender Series?
That was in the Contender
Yeah.
Series? I think I remember that fight.
Yeah, man. Aaron Jeffrey nearly got on the Contender Series. Not nearly got on the Contender Series. Nearly got to the UFC. So excited to see him back. Big fan of him. Yancy Medeiros, who old now, man. He's actually not as old as I would have thought. Jesus.
The
only
kid.
36. Only 36.
Wait, what happened in this Charles Leary fight?
Oh, he failed a drug test.
Oh, no. What did he pop for?
Trent. Could you imagine?
Actually?
No, I don't know.
That's a positive for a banned substance.
They may not tell us. I don't know how the commission rules are anymore. I don't know where they.
Cindy suspended after submitting a clean drug test against Ramirez tested banned substance.
Yeah, they don't say. All
Damn.
right.
Probably Trent.
Of course, man. But he's back.
And they found the tranny porn on his phone too to top it off.
Oh, damn. Yep, they're gonna be fighting on the main card, and then my girl Sumiko Inabata taking on Mackenzie Stiller on the main card. Sumiko,
Ben Stiller's wife.
Sumiko, very fun striker. I feel like she's one of those people that have like, if she got in Bellator in like 2014, I feel like people would know her a lot more. I could see her being like a Lima McFarlane
She has a
type.
decent bit of AMI fights though, so she's got a good experience under her belt. Yeah, 7 AMI fights.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, like, as far as like star power, I could see it being like an Lima McFarlane type. You know what I mean? Like getting some fan attention. You know what I mean? Just came in late.
And I mean, and their prelims is just built with their like homegrown guys in there.
Yeah.
What is that? I can't. Can you
Bryce Meredith,
Jordan Newman, Josh Hoggett, another wrestler.
Yeah.
Like literally 3 college wrestlers.
Josh Hoggett, I believe. Yeah, he also played in the NFL for a bit.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was I right? Was he a wrestler?
Yeah, he wrestled. He wrestled, and he played football. Played for the 49ers. Lost to us in the Super Bowl.
By the way, I didn't even know fucking Gable Stevenson didn't the team that he was
the Buffalo Bills.
He didn't keep him.
No, but I mean, he made final cuts, which is still that's an accomplishment in its own right. You know what I mean?
I wonder what happened. I wonder why
he's just raw. I wouldn't be surprised if they signed him to their practice squad. But that's all. By the way, that's the entire Bellator card, guys. Like, it's a small card. There's only 10 fights, which I kind of like. That they have him.
10 is a nice number.
I agree.
It's all good, dude. This just makes it easier for him to transition to MMA. I'm ready.
I agree with you. I'm surprised they
did 2 fights. He's on the Contender. You know it. You know I'm right.
He doesn't want to go to the Contender Series though. They offered him the Contender Series back in 2020, and he was like, "You want me to fight for 10 grand when WWE is offering me like millions to go?"
I can't blame him. But then WWE was like,
and then he sucked, and then he went to the NFL having never played, but shit, he got paid though. Got paid. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get signed by somebody though. It's really up to him to whatever path he wants to take.
If he's willing to put in the time and take the risk.
Yeah,
he never played football, right?
Never.
That's crazy.
Never played before.
Isn't that crazy? No football experience whatsoever.
I saw people shitting on him for it. And I'm like, man, do you know how good of an athlete you need to be to even make the roster of an NFL squad?
Dude, there's probably a very small percentage of people, probably like 0.01, that could do what he did.
It's like, I agree with you. It's like the old when I saw people shitting on him. It reminded me of the Scalabrini quote. He's like, I might be shit compared to Kobe Bryant or whatever. I may not be good compared to Kobe Bryant, but I'm way better than your ass. And he was talking to like an average person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, man. Gable Stevenson is not a great NFL player. He's not a great professional wrestler. Dude is still a 0.1% top athlete. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
So,
This guy's an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, this guy reached the mecca of competing.
Exactly. He's that guy. But anyways, let's see what happens with him.
I hope he does something fun. Whether it's the NFL, whether it's MMA, which, I mean, selfishly, I want to see.
Selfishly MMA.
Because he's such a freak athlete. I mean, the guy's, how much does he weigh? I think it said on there. Oh, I mean, a lot, you know.
265.
Not a lot in offensive weight, but he's a big guy. He's a heavy guy.
Yeah.
But he's freakishly athletic doing backflips.
It would take him I mean, he could be champion on maybe not day one, but he'd be top 10 within a year.
Well,
Top
yeah,
5. Then.
with the state of the division, yeah, bro.
It's that fucking guy.
Bro, you get that guy in AKA? You kidding me?
Yeah, man. He is 265, 6'1", 265.
AKA getting coached under fucking DC and Habib, bro, and that
It's over. It's game over. It's game over.
dude. Yeah, like he's gonna run through it. Like he'll easily make top 15.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, that's just the state of heavyweight, and if he doesn't even want to be heavyweight 205er.
Yeah, it's up to him. It's that good. Like we said, we're gonna talk about some heavyweights, some old heavyweights though. Gilbert Stevenson and is still working his way up. These men are both in their mid 40s. Fedor Emelinaneko, who retired following a loss to Ryan Bader, I believe it was last February. He said after he lost that while he was retired from MMA, he'd be down to do some boxing matches, maybe some, other martial arts, right? Well, he may get his wish in the form of a rematch with former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski. The pit bull was released from the UFC earlier this year. 45 years old, but hey, man, still keeping up with some of the young guys in the UFC. Apparently, according to several reports, they might box in RCC boxing over in Russia. Give me your thoughts. Is that something that interests you?
I'm DTF, man.
You down to fight?
Dude, I am down to fight.
Yeah, man, I like that.
I think, like I've told you, dude, the biggest tragedy to me is the fact that I can't speak Russian and I can't watch any Fedor interviews.
Yeah, I mean, I like the translated ones. You could see that, like, he's an interesting guy, man. He really is. You know what I mean?
He's a fascinating human being.
Very fascinating human being. Yeah, I'm down for this. I'm down. There's no time frame. But if you remember, Bellator, they wanted Fedor's final fight to be in the Red Square in Russia, outdoor venue, against whoever. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, yeah, straight up chills to imagine that. Because you remember whenever he fought,
Dude, chills, dude, injected into my veins.
Do you remember whenever he fought Tim Johnson over in Russia, but it was like an indoor venue, and like they still went insane when he won, dude. Like, could you imagine him outside? They could pack that shit. But dude, Russia and Putin just had to go fuck things up for us. You know?
Right.
You just had to go invade your neighboring country, couldn't you? You couldn't let me have. You couldn't have done that 6 months from now. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Anyways, man. But that being said, if this happens, he'd get his retirement. He'd get his final fight in Russia, and for me, I think that's pretty badass. So
yeah.
And obviously, Arlovski's Russian too. I mean, actually, I think he's Belarusian, but you get my point.
He's from Belarus.
It's the same region. Yeah, man, I'd be down.
You just offended the whole population of Belarus right there.
Am I not? Am I stupid? Are they not like relatively close?
No, you're not close, but you said they're the same thing.
Well, I didn't mean like literally the same thing. I mean, they're, aren't they?
I was like Russia, Ukraine.
Am I stupid, dude?
The same.
Yeah, they're a close ally of Russia.
They don't even speak Russian, do they? I think they speak a different language.
Well, Belarusian is its own language, I believe, right? It's like how like the U.S. doesn't have like an official language, but like English is the official language.
Yeah,
Belarusian and Russian are the official languages.
I guess it's kind of similar to Ukraine too, how they speak Ukrainian, but they also speak Russian.
Yeah. I mean, So there we go. They're pretty much they're very close allies, and they're literally bordered with Russia. So I'm not fucking stupid. I knew the geography. God damn it.
I don't know the history, dude. I don't know how well along they get.
Anyways,
I mean, you see Ukraine and Russia. I mean, they.
Man, all I'm saying is give Vitaly Klitschko 5 minutes with Putin, man. I feel just telling him, man. Anyways, last subject of the day.
The better question is, would Povetkin and Klitschko be a banger right now?
Yeah, I think Klitschko would fuck him up, dude. Dude, Povetkin, do you remember like him? Like, so he knocked out. Remember, he knocked out Dillian White, dude, and then he nearly died. Nearly died of COVID. And then he came back because they had the contractual rematch, and that dude did not want to be there whatsoever. Like, he was like, dude, I'm like 42 now. I almost died 6 months ago. Why am I boxing right now?
Hey, but that knockout was insane.
The uppercut. Oh, God, I love me some Povetkin.
Injected into my veins.
I miss that, man. But anyways, that was the last subject of the day. That was a quick one. Joe Lozon, one of my favorite fighters of all time, came out recently. He did his first interview in I think like a year and a half. He talked about like his MMA future. He's like, are you retired? Are you not retired? It's like I kind of want to fight, and I wanted to fight in Boston last year against Chase Hooper. I called for that fight. I literally called the UFC for that fight. They said no. And then Dana afterwards said, I want Joe to retire and all that. And he's like, I don't really, I'd be down for the right matchup in the right situation. If you had to book Joe Lozon, all time, still number 2, I think, in all time bonuses, future Hall of Famer. If you had to book one final fight for him, who would you like to see him face?
Jim Miller, because it could actually happen.
The Jim Miller trilogy. They fought 2 times prior. Both of them were bangers.
Complete it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And they can retire.
Yeah. I agree with you. I said
Did Jim
this-
Miller officially retire after his last fight?
No.
Give it to me.
Yeah, dude. I'm saying, give me Jim Miller, Joe Lozon 3 in Boston, Massachusetts, brother.
You're telling me it's
Double
not going to be a banger?
retirement, double retirement. Fuck it. You know what? How about this? Hear me out. Do it next summer, International Fight Week, and induct their first fight into the Hall of Fame.
And make it the opening fight of the night too,
I agree with you.
on a big card.
I agree with you. Yeah, main card.
Well, like you
both-
said, international fight week.
double
pay-per-view.
retirement, International Fight
And
Week.
I feel like that's the other thing. I feel like the only way they could do it is they're like, hey, we need you to retire after this fight, though.
Yeah,
Because I feel like they kind of for some reason want him off the books.
Yeah.
But they could be like Jim Miller, Joe Lozon, present the bill and be like, this is our plan. We'll present your fight. We'll induct in the Hall of Fame. On top of that, we do request that both of you do retire after this fight.
yeah, and I think it would work really well with inducting because like they're like rivals, but like in like a friendly way.
Could you imagine
Like,
another banger and finish with a bonus and their fight gets inducted into double retirement?
Exactly.
How else would you want to go out?
That's what I'm saying. It makes too much sense for it to happen. Like it's too good of an idea.
Dude,
I don't
that
think they'll do
fan
it.
dude, why couldn't we be that fan matchmaker that they picked up?
That's true.
We
That
were-
guy makes some good fights though. Cody Garbrandt, Brian Kelleher was one of them. I think. Like
I
He
gotta
gets
gi-
it. That guy gets
I
it.
gotta give a credit to dude. I would have never thought of that fight.
yeah, that was a good fight though while it lasted. You know what I mean? They
Oh,
were
yeah.
swinging
Oh,
and
yeah.
banging for a round until
Oh, yeah.
Cody got him. But anyways, look, I mean, yeah, I think Lozon, Miller 3, International Fight Week.
I think he also did the
Hall
Davison
of
fight, right?
Fame.
Whoever Davison fought.
I
his- on
think
his-
so. Was it
Rob
Rob
Font?
Font?
I think
Yeah,
he also came up with that fight.
Yeah, he had made a couple fights for him, but yeah, man. And by the way, guys, if we can hear that, that's welcome to living in Kansas.
Well, you
20
live really
sirens.
close to it too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's true. I do live very close to it. Yeah, man. Look, I think that fight makes a lot of sense. I'm very biased. J Lau, one of my favorite fighters of all time. Tanner Bozier's your boy. J Lo is my fucking boy, bro. So I want
There's
to
a
see
lot of guys I got.
That's true. Same here. I want to see him get one final one, man. I thought it was fucked up they didn't give him the chance to retire in Boston. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. But that's just me. Anything else we talk about before we go and close out of here, man?
No, man, I'm just excited to come back to a pay-per-view at that. And we're gonna get to talk, and also I get to see you, Josh.
Correct. For the first time in a minute, I'm definitely not
unless
missing that
you
one.
cuckold me, make me sit in my chair,
No,
and then you just
no.
don't show up to the dance.
No, I'm gonna show up to the dance. I can't miss a sphere, dude. I cannot miss a sphere. I'm gonna be fucking tired as fuck, but I got to do it.
I swear to God, Josh, if you don't, and if John fights this year, and if Connor fights this year, and you don't show up for either one of those, our friendship might end. That would be the downfall of the podcast.
Makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Courtside Soundoff podcast. I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things relating to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. We had a good month last month. Let's keep it going. And hope you guys enjoyed. Peace. Talk to you later.